Om Swastiastu. Hello, my name is Putuninda Angriani. I am from 5B class English education. Today, I will present about sentential semantics. Sentential semantics. A sentence is a grammatical unit, a particular type of word, sequence was formation, condition, and defined in the grammar. So here is English. The cat is sitting on the mat. The king put his head on the table. A sentence has a meaning only for words and their grammatical order. A language grammar can be viewed as related to its principle of composition, the rule that specify how the meaning of its constituents parts are combined to derive its global meaning. Statements have no true or false value except for specific use, but have conditions that are true. That is, conditions that must be met in order for a statement to be used to create a true statement. The semantic aspect that a statement used to be true or false in a given situation are collectively called the statement's contents. Sentence semantic sentential, as well as prosal semantics, deals with the meaning of syntaxis unit larger than word, phrase, and clause and sentence, and the semantic relationship between them. Syntax and sentence interpretation. Sentential semantic meaning is determined by not only meaning of each component of a sentence. We will see how the positions of word and phrase in syntaxis structure is also related to the entire meaning of a sentence. Following the principles. Number 1. Paraphrasing means that a sentence is a synonym for a word. In other words, a paraphrase describes a situation in which two or more sentences make sense. In fact, there are many paraphrases of this sentence. Paraphrase each of the following sentences in two different ways and show each structure, 3 for each meaning. Example, Andy decided on the boat. Number 2, he bought small cake and dog nuts. Paraphrase each of the following sentences into different ways and show each structure, 3 for each meaning. Number 1, John decided on the boat. Number 2, he bought small cake and donut. Paraphrasing is what sentences are synonym for word. This means paraphrasing describes a situation where two or more sentences have one meaning. Indeed, a sentence can have many paraphrases. There are two types of meaning, lexical and structure paraphrasing. In lexical paraphrasing, we have two or more sentences that have the same interpretation as a result of replacing one word or paraphrase with other. There are two types of hymn paraphrase, lexical and structural paraphrasing. Lexical paraphrasing involves replacing one word or paraphrase with another word or paraphrase so that two or more sentences have the same interpretation. The change in structure in the two sentences above is the result of replacing unmarried men with single men. Both single and unmarried are paraphrased. Consider the following statement future. And the man was excited And next, the man was fired. I released the paraphrasing by replacing the word extendment with another word, accidentally. Structure paraphrasing is activated by changing the order of sentence to transformations. An example is shown below. Number 1, they bought a new apartment. Basic mean subject plus verb plus object. Number 2, it was the new apartment they bought and enclave. Number 3, bought a new built condominium. And next, book a new apartment. Number 2, ambiguity. Ambiguity arises when an expression can have multiple interpretations. So ambiguity refers to word and ambiguity to sentence. There are two kinds of ambiguity, lexical and structural. Lexical ambiguity occurs when the single presence of a particular word leads to multiple interpretations. Consider the following example. Number 1, the team has many goals. Number 2, she has set the table. Note that purpose and table are easier to interpret depending on the context. Structural ambiguity is active to the organizations of sentence element. These elements can be interpreted in different ways. Consider the following example. Number 1, they promote all English teacher. Number 2, hot water can be dangerous. The ambiguity in the second sentence arises from the possibility of read the sentence as follows. A, boiling. Water can be dangerous. B, boiling water is dangerous. The first interpretation uses boiling water as the subject noun phrase, and the second interpretation uses boiling water as the complement. Number 3, vagueness. A sentence is ambiguous if it does not have a specific meaning. This lack of meaning might result from incompatibility in the semantic property of some word. An ambiguous expression may be grammatically correct, but its meaning might be inaccurate. Consider the following classic example from Chomsky. Number 1, colorless grand ideas live widely together. Note that much of what we call literary language would have been ambiguous without a literary context. Consider the following example further. Number 2, the stone comported here. The representations is clearly another promistic, as in inanimate rock are conveyed into its quality of comfort. Number 4, about tautology. Unnecessary repetitions of element of communication creates a tautological situation. Inappropriate emphasis without necessarily clarifying the meaning. Tautology is closely related to redundancy, introduction of linguistic units that do not affect the state or meaning of the large structure. Below is an example of a tautology. Number 1, this single person is not married. Number 2, the congregation is a member of Christ. Other cases of tautology are circumnavigate, ions, illegal theft. Number 5, prepositions. A premise usually has information that the speaker assumes the listener already knows. This assumption is based on background knowledge shared between speaker and listeners. Outsiders in the circle of communications can be stupid. Number 6. Entailment. Inference usually have two propositions. The truth of the on being derived from the truth or the other. Consider the following statement. Example, truck is a mine. Number 7. Anomaly. Anomalies arise from the combination of two semantic features that are incompatible in describing a phenomenon. Words have a certain selection restrictions. And the next material about term Hindu. If it is connected with Hinduism, sentential semantics is very related because it is an exclusive meaning based on the word contained, and there is a grammatical arrangements. For example, pemangku as the opening prayer or traditional event in Hinduism. Okay, that's all about my presentation, and I close with Paramasanti. Om Santi 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 Om.